rapidly evolving global financial landscape, effective risk management and strategic foresight are more crucial than ever. The UAE's Vision 2030 drives economic diversification, creating new opportunities in Islamic finance. At the same time, technological advancements like AI and machine learning are reshaping banking operations from credit underwriting to customer interactions. Amidst these changes, Ajman Bank is positioning itself as a leader in Sharia-compliant financial solutions. Today, we sit down with Mustafa Al Khalfawi, CEO of Ajman Bank, to discuss his approach to risk management in uncertain times, his vision for Islamic finance under UAE's Vision 2030, and the role of AI in transforming banking operations. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Khalfawi.
Thank you very much, Navida, for having me today. Thank you.
So let's jump right in. Given your experience managing large portfolios, how will you approach risk management, particularly with changing global financial conditions and geopolitical uncertainties?
First of all, we are in the UAE. We have been learned that how to navigate the risk quite well. And given that we have a robust banking industry in the UAE, keep updating your credit risk management is very, very important. And we've been successful to do that in Ajman Bank for the last 12 months. We have changed all our credit policy and target market risk acceptance, which is pretty much in line with the central bank's risk management system in order to enhance the quality assets for the banks. And we have already built as well an early warning signals, for the clients who might be having early troubles for their cash flows, payments, receivables, so forth. Very important is to have a clear and direct communications with your clients. How close you are to the relationship. This is very, very crucial and very keen to us in Ajman Bank. Because, when you have this kind of a daily and weekly communications with your clients, you will come to know if there's any early problems, which is raised the red flag to the bank internally. We have a robust credit policy in place, which is being diversified based on the sectors. Definitely when you have government's risk profile is different than large conglomerates, different than government-related entities, different than SMEs, different than business banking, and mid-markets and mid-corporates. So based on every segment, the risk profile has been designed, and based on that as well, the bank could take risk on it. We do have almost a very regular review on our credit policy and on our the entire processes as well, to ensure we have a robust system in place. And that has been proven in the last year of 2024. We did not have any single slippage in our new clients which have been onboarded. Today, we have grown our client base more than 35%. And this also shows that we have a dynamic and agile system in Ajman Bank. And we'll continue reviewing based on geopolitical challenges which we have, the inflation's rates, the rate cuts, the foreign policies which come from the US. All of that always plays a key factors for us in Ajman Bank.
Some very strong numbers there. So, Mr. Khalfawi, how do you see the UAE's economic diversification efforts under Vision 2030 impacting Islamic finance and banking growth opportunities?
We are really blessed of having a strong economy in the UAE, and it has been a strong proven track records for since decades. Diversification is key, to the economy of the UAE. And we have seen that, always, the GDP's growth, year on year are always higher than the global average, in terms of the growth for the UAE's GDP. And that's really, I would say, it's not only concentrating on the oil and gas or oil income, it is more between trading businesses, between retail, hospitalities, constructions, definitely real estate, and energy as well, the ESG commitments as well, which is the UAE are making today. And as I said, we have a robust banking industry, and the banking sectors is a key partner and a key player of within the economic ecosystem in the UAE, and playing together as well with the economy to grow further. The forecast of the IMF last year for UAE is around the growth of 4%. whereby you see the global growth is between 2%, 1.5% to 2%. And that's always the case when you see the region's growth is higher than the global GDP growth. But in terms of Islamic and conventional banks, there's always a huge demand, of course, in the industry as an overall. But we have really witnessed and see that the Islamic banking industry's growth is growing on a rapidly and faster than the conventional banks. But definitely both of them are on a very, very strong growing moods. It's very, very important, to have a kind of a strong, seamless ecosystem within the country to encourage attracting investors, encourage attracting, the corporates, the public and private partnerships, which is in here in the UAE. That really plays a very, very core and fundamental players as well for the economy's growth as well. And the geographic locations of the UAE plays a key role in we are connecting the east to the west. And we have been successfully doing that for so long. The regional competition is quite healthy, which we are seeing as well. And this will add a lot of value to the economy, in the UAE and definitely to the banking industry. Today also we are seeing the banking industries are also growing globally and regionally as well. And definitely the growth is not only within the country, it's also outside the UAE as well.
Let's talk about AI now. How are AI and machine learning influencing Islamic banking operations, particularly in credit underwriting, risk modeling, and customer interactions?
Definitely, the AI and digitization is very, very important for Islamic banks and non-Islamic banks. For the entire industry, and in matter of fact, it is for the entire, ecosystem in the country. Today, we are seeing the governments digitized, their government services. We have seen, a lot of reliance on the AI and the digital transformation. A lot of fintechs coming into the country, and with the new ideas, innovative solutions, which is, and intellectual capitals as well, a lot in the UAE. So definitely, AI is coming inevitably, and this is happening. It's happening. It's really the banks, whether Islamic or non-Islamic, as an industry as an overall, how to maximize the utilization of usage of this digital, this transformation. And we are in Ajman Bank, we are really, really having a big transformation journey in our digital banking. Actually, we have 45% of our budgets allocated towards technology and AI and fintech to upgrade our infrastructures and to come in with trusted solutions to our clients. Today there is a reliance on the machines, in terms of the data's, analytics, which is provided to the machines as well. And with that data, how they, comes up with the certain solutions as well. And there is, we have seen it in the credits proposal. We have the scorecard system. It is systematic, with the normal consumer banking clients, retail clients, credit cards, auto finance, personal finance, in terms of a checklist, and this is automated already. We see as well, the AI analysis as well on the financials of the clients and balance sheets, and how is the human interactions on this AI. So on top of that as well, there's a revolutions happening, and there will be a further announcements for Ajman Bank towards the AIs, quite very soon. But you will reach to a level is that you're going to talk to a Gen AI or robotic one upon a time, and you will not feel that you are talking to a machine. It will be like speaking to a human. It will definitely having a lot of cost savings, a lot of rationalizations, towards the cost, but enhance efficiencies as well. And that's very, very important, but it will be within the acceptable risk mitigates and risk framework for every organizations as well. But the life has really learned us a lot, is that, today, year on year, today it's not like 10 years before, not like 20 years ago. So technology is extremely important, and we see now a lot of digital banks are coming up. So traditional banks will have no longer a space in the banking industry worldwide, not only in the UAE. The banks has to be a hybrid model, between still doing a physical, the personal touch is still there, but also it has a lot. It should have a lot of revolutions and innovative solutions to the clients in terms of digitizations as well. We here in the country we have a young, generations, and we have a young, I would say, demographies in the UAE, and they are, everyone is on the iPhones or on the mobile, or Samsungs, or on the iPads and so forth. So it's really the banks has how to reach to the clients through those channels as well of digitization.
Mr. Khalfawi, which sectors or products do you see as key growth drivers for Ajman Bank over the next 3 to 5 years?
It's a very good question, but let me take a step back. First of all, Ajman Bank was well known as a real estate asset-backed, financing banks, and also share financing, which was a good strategy at that time. But when we started the transformation journey a year ago, we went with the full diversifications, in our book, to ensure a diversified income streams, across all sectors. So with that, we have really restructured our wholesale banking, consumer banking, and treasury. So we have already now, as I said before, we are into trading, manufacturing, energy, oil and gas, real estates, which is in line with the UAE's diversifications in terms of sectors. We are today in wholesale banking. We have 5 main pillars. One of them is the large conglomerates and government-rated entities from Abu Dhabi Inc., Dubai Inc., Sharjah, all the way to Ajman and Fujairah, this was an uncaptive market to the Ajman Bank in the past. Today, we have a quite strong and robust growth into that sector. Then we go to the FI, financial institutions, which has been grown by 15% of our asset book within 12 months, within 1 year, basically within GCC banks, plus Egypt, plus Turkey, and any other countries which has G2G relationship. Then we go to, third is the commercial banking, the mid corporates as well, and we are quite growing as well, robustly, in a robust manner in that way. Then we go to the governments. We are very predominantly in Ajman and relevant to the rest of the Emirates. And then last, we go to the privileged client groups, which is the family offices of the royal families from Abu Dhabi all the way to Fujairah. Then we go to the enhancing our products capabilities. We are into cash management, trade finances, trade businesses. There's a huge growth and investments over there. And then we go to the loan capital markets, debt capital markets. We are in every single syndications which we would like to be in the UAE, as well as the debt capital markets in terms of the sukuk issuance. We go to treasury, which is the FX sales, the flow businesses versus the hedging businesses as well. Consumer banking is a quite important area. Wholesale banking contribution 70% to the bottom line versus 30% to consumer banking. And in consumer banking as well, we have grown our footprints in the UAE from Abu Dhabi all the way to Fujairah. And definitely as well, we are investing a lot in the SME business, the business banking. Any companies turnover below 75 million, we are growing a lot, in that space within the acceptable risk frameworks and, for the bank. Because this sector is quite risky and has a lot of cyclical, in the past. So we are conservative, but we are in a growing mood as well for the bank. And then last but not least is the wealth management, or Ajman, HNI, Ajman Wealth. Of course, our high net worth individuals, whereby, we are bringing them the expertise in terms of the investments and the distributions of whether in the fixed income markets or in the equity, on the equity markets. Third, we go to treasury. Definitely in treasury, we have a lot of investment today in our fixed income books and, as I say, the equity markets. With that diversifications, I'm very confident that, the success which we built and made, in last year will continue, in a quite well diversified manner to ensure sustainable growth for the next 3 to 5 years as well. It's a huge journey for us, and the results itself, it speaks by itself. We have seen the real estate cap has reduced by 7% in 1 year. That does not mean we stopped financing real estate projects. We continue to do, but we were more active, in the non-real estate deals, maybe 5 non-real estate deals versus 1 real estate deals, in order to grow your books, but at the same time reduce the percentage of the real estate to be within the regulators' acceptable percentage as well. We have seen a huge improvements on our non-performing financing, reduced by almost, I think, from 14% to 9% by 4%, and will further reduce as well, and enhancing our collection and recoveries for the bank. So the foundation today is getting stronger and stronger, and we are moving ahead on a stable and solid steps to a growth journey for the bank.
Let's talk about expansion. Are there any plans for geographic expansion within GCC or beyond? What markets do you see as strategically viable for Ajman Bank?
Again, it's a very good question that have been asked a lot, on it. I think, for our perspective, we have to prioritize our growth as well. Number one is still we have the UAE market. We are focusing to enhance our market share in the local economy first. And we're doing that quite successfully as well, and we are going to build on it. Now, in terms of outside the UAE, as I said earlier, we have expanded our financial institutions relationship a lot, from 1 or 2% today to 16 or 17% of our asset book is an FI books, which is partnering with, as I said, all GCC banks from Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and so forth, plus Egypt, plus Turkey, in addition with the governments themselves over there, and as well partnership with the central banks of the respective countries. This is a 1-year journey for us, and we are expanding the FI journey over there. Now, in terms of the physical presence, there is no plan in the short term, but definitely we'll explore, in the medium term, or whenever there's an opportunistic, rise, and for us, which makes sense to the return on investments and IRR for the bank. We have an important market closer to home, Saudi. We have Egypt. Turkey now is growing in a quite robust path. We have UK as well. It's maybe in the certain private banking or wholesale banking, but for the coming 3 years, we will focus on the UAE to grow our footprint and to grow our market share. But maybe beyond the 3 years, we will see if there is a feasible investments to be in a physical in any certain neighbors or abroad.
Right. What advice would you give to the next generation of banking professionals aspiring to leadership positions?
Good question as well. And my advice is that be passionate of what you do. Okay, because passionate, with passion, the creativity will come, innovation will come. You will give 200%. Search for your passion, because if you just look at what you do out of a duty from 8 to 5 and then you leave, you will not gonna evolve and grow. Because when you are sitting, you will see yourself, you will add more, you will give more time, you will think differently as well. That's number one. And number two, be hungry to gain knowledge and learn. Don't stop, gaining knowledge from anyone. I like always to sit with all type of people, whether the leadership, of the countries or institutions, normal people of my own team as well, because I always get some new idea or new informations I'm not, enter this power, which is very powerful. So search for knowledge as well, and every day you should ensure that you have learned something new, which is to add to your expertise. Third, when you are young, you will be, be tired more. You will definitely, because more you give, more you get. Don't be always surrounded with positive people. Stay away from negative people who let you down or undermining your capabilities. Believe in yourself. Believe in your set skills. Believe of your achievements. Fourth, you must put long-term vision medium-term visions, and short-term visions. Which is the short and medium-term visions must serve, into your long-term visions. See, I will be a CEO of a bank in 10 years. I will be a head of wholesale banking in 10 years or corporate investment bank. So in short term, in 3 years, what you will do, 5 years, where you will be, and so forth. To have a clear path and stick to your path. Don't be confused. Don't be influenced by people who will not add value to your career and your personal life as well. This is very important because with that, the growth will be slower, and you might not hit or achieve your goals and your achievements as well. And definitely last thing is to balance between your personal life and your work life as well. How you balance as well your time is very important. How you schedule your day is super important. I'm an early person. I like to start my day very early at 5:30 a.m. and I finish maybe around 10 p.m. every day. But it's on a very structured manner, mixture between work, life, sports, whatever. So it's very, very important to be well organized in your day and in your life.
Mr. Khalfawi, thank you very much for joining us. It was very insightful.
Thank you very much, Nabila, for having me. Thank you very much. Thank you.